Right next to the dishwasher, the floor has a 3 to 4 inch hole in it where you can't do anything with it. Just right next to it, let's look at some of the joints there that were caulked nowhere near properly. They're not even put together properly. The floor actually, in several places, especially right here, you can tell that the floor is actually starting to automatically buckle right here because it is cut too tight against some of the walls, which is causing this to expand in areas, which is going to make this whole floor, it's already coming up and peaking in some places. Now over here, I want to show you, this is cut way too tight up against there, which is going to cause what is causing the expansion. Let me just show you how it is already expanding here to where this whole floor is going to come up. There's no doubt about it. I've been doing this 21 years. Let me show you right up against the cabinet here how the caulk job that is done. It's absolutely horrible. You can see a hole in the wood there. Let's look at a very important fact here. If you can see right up against this back wall, the floor is already starting to buckle there. Here, if you can see right here where a finger is, the wood or the laminate is already touching the door jamb, which is going to start, it's supposed to be a 1/4 of an inch away from there, but by having it against that, it's going to cause this floor to expand and also peak up to probably 3 or 4 inches all the way across the floor. Just to look at some of these places, especially even up against this particular door jamb, the laminate is touching the door jamb, which is going to make it buckle again, which is already starting here. As you rub your hand across it, it's already starting to buckle. These are the things that are happening here. You can walk all the way across this floor. If you can see this part of the floor here, it's already starting to buckle. As we look all across this floor, there's chips all across it. So we got another one just a couple feet away, chipping. The floor is already starting to buckle from the expansion and contraction. Here, we're walking down the hallway here. This area here, all the way here, is already starting to peak. Some of the door jambs here are cut properly here to where the plank can go up underneath there, but we don't know if there's a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, but right here, it is right up against the door jamb, which here too, against the door jamb, we're already starting to buckle. It's very minor at this second, but the floor is going to come up. Look at this job here. As far as the caulking, you have a hole here, a hole here. Also here, up against this door jamb here. We can find many places on the floor that, especially right here in this bedroom, it's starting to peak right there in that area. Let's look again at the door jambs here. It's flat up against it. Flat up against it here. It's going to cause the floor to expand and contract, which causes peaking. The quarter round is supposed to have an edge like this, and it's also not even painted here. Let me just walk to some other areas that are very much a concern. Here, just when I miss coming down the hallway, here, along here, it's already expanding. Okay, which is definitely going to cause this whole floor to buckle and come up. I'm going to show you here. We're already at this doorway. When you come in, it's already starting to expand, which is making this wood right here come up, because there it's touching. Okay, it's not supposed to be touching. It's supposed to be a 1/4 inch away. Let's look here in the dining area. There's a huge piece that's missing because this floor is starting to expand again here. Many places, just like this, which you can put a knife into. Here again, in another place, the floor is absolutely not installed correctly, and it is going to cause many problems in the future as it is going to expand. And the reason why it's going to expand is everything that I've told you. Here, they did this door properly. They just used the wrong color of caulk. Okay? We walk into another room. You have to look right here. The wood is already starting to turn loose in many places on this floor. Already start to chip in many areas here. You can see that. These are all over the floor. You have gaps that are somewhat almost a 1/10 of an inch. Absolutely horrible. This floor is already starting to come up here, only because it was not cut against the jambs correctly. Here's another huge one. Let's look at the gap here. This floor here is already starting to buckle here. I think just the things that we've seen, you're going to see that the floor is, first of all, not installed correctly, and the floor is actually going to come loose. These are everywhere. The chip marks everywhere on the floor. This floor is just not done correctly by any means. You can see the quarter round back there in the back. 4 inches is missing. You can see here, right here where there's a big gap right there. Okay. This is really good looking. All along the edge, I have almost a 1/2 inch. Here, you have a huge hole. Anyway, I think just by some of the things that we've seen, it is not a proper job, and the floor is going to turn loose.